Yo, people, what you telling me back again for another footy talk? Lewis, what's good, bro?
Yo, it's the international break, bro. Everything's great. There's no Chelsea to ruin my weekend. Let's go. What are you saying, man?
I hear it. You know the one. To be fair, international break could have done without it, but is what it is, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? After the last result, bro, I just want to get back to playing, bro, because that result away to Bournemouth was flipping frustrating.
Yo, I need this for the mental health break. Chelsea have just been pissing me off week after week. It's getting to a point where there's like not even any saving grace. I'm bigging up the fact that Lavia gave me a good first half, or that Palmer dropped a 5 out of 10. That's the game that we had. Nothing good about it. We got bopped off the park by Everton for 90 minutes straight. It deserved to be 3-0. Basically, every player bar Lavia was a letdown. And that was it. Sell Fofana, by the way. I'm done with this guy. This brother's been nothing but great. Sell him. He is now on the tossing level category. Because
I thought he was your best centre back. That's what the streets were saying, bro.
Yeah, he was. Well, he should have been. For 3 years, we've waited for Wesley Fofana to be fully fit for an entire season. All for you to drop clangers and errors every single game. This brother made Beto look like 2010 Drogba. Every time I do a Big Six hate watch, they're playing Everton. It's Beto missing big chances. It's Beto that's wasting opportunities. And then we gave him a double. We could have given him a hat trick. He ran rings around Wesley Fofana for fun because he wanted to give responsibility to everybody else around him. And you're 25 years old. And you're my highest earner. And you're meant to be one of my most experienced players. No, I'm not dealing with this. If this was Josh Achimpong, cool, you're 19 years old. I can deal with mistakes at the back. When you're a centre back, you usually get up to full speed around 25 or something. That's when you start growing into your body properly. You are 25. But your experience level is at 22 because you've been injured for so long. Leave. I ain't got time for this. Leave.
Yeah, it's Pete.
Bottle drops. I ain't even got the right mic on. I'm a dickhead. 1 second. Sorry.
All right, bro. Man said that he's their Gabriel, you know. But listen, Gabriel, it might be the Bozo Gabriel. Do you know what I'm saying? Because
everywhere I go, I hear.
Did Don actually say that he's the Gabriel or Saliba or something?
I don't know, but there's two Gabriels in it. There's the Bozo Gabriel, and then there's the commanding Gabriel in it. So I'm not sure which one he is.
Bozo Gabriel would be levels clear of this shit that I'm seeing. Fofana don't give me anything right now. He's barely tracking his man. He's like just shanking passes out to the Everton players. He's not giving me anything positive. He's not playing the ball out. He's not being the first one to attack the ball. His aerial threat is nothing. You look at the third goal for Njai. He goes to try and clear the ball, and the ball bounces off the back of his head into Njai. You don't give me nothing.
Yeah.
Can't be comparing him to any of those Arsenal centre-backs.
I hear it, man. I can't lie, bro. It's just funny, bro. The project, you man's project has just gone tits up, bruv. I'm not gonna lie, bruv. This project was meant to be. I swear, when Roman sold the club, he made man promise to spend like a certain amount of money, and then man have just
1 billion,
and they just dashed it down the toilet.
Basically, like my thing is, if you're going to keep switching players back and forth, and they're all going to be inexperienced, the one thing that you need to keep a level of continuity with is the manager. Because the manager could at least build the culture around the squad, build the culture around the team. You had the manager for it. People aren't going to like me sounding like a broken record about it, but I've been telling you guys, Maresca was the one that they should have backed. Maresca was the one that they should have built the team around. What did they do? They patted themselves on the back. They gave themselves a 6-year contract extension off the back of Maresca's work. And then they tried to act like they were the ones that took Maresca to the promised land. And not it being the complete opposite, and Maresca being the one taking Chelsea to the promised land. Now you have Rossinha. Do you remember the narrative, Rants, a few months ago, where they said Maresca is regressing everybody? Do you want to see regression?
Yeah, but bro, the thing is,
who's improving right now? Hato and Santos have only improved because they've got more minutes, and João Pedro's only improved because he's playing as a 9 because Palmer's back.
Anyone
No one's improved.
would have seen that Maresca was getting the best that he could out of what he was given, because even when I was watching it and I was like, yo, the way that he sets up this Chelsea team, they get their wingers a lot of the time in isolated 1v1 situations. The problem is the quality of your attack is shit, bro. Like, it was always that, bro. Noni was getting bare 1v1s. You know what I'm saying? Neto getting bare 1v1s. All these guys are getting 1v1s and dying, yeah? And then you bring in a manager who, his management style would work if you had good players. You see what I'm saying? But it doesn't work, bro. And that's why, like, even when I look at Carrick and that, yeah, his management style is perfect for the players that we have. And it will continue to be good as long as we give him good players. Do you know what I mean? Because when you give a manager that likes to give players freedom, yeah, when you give them shit players, it goes tits up. It goes tits up.
Absolutely. But I knew we were still fucking up in the window, but at least Maresca would find a system that might be boring, but will get me results and protect the centre-backs that we have. Now we're not doing that. Now our midfield looks more exposed and our backline looks more exposed. We're conceding chance for fun. Because all we really had at the start of Rafinha's reign was get the ball to João Pedro and hopefully he bags a goal or two. Now he's not really bagging as much. What do we have? Nothing. Yeah, nothing. We've got nothing. Midfield's getting torn apart. Our backline is just making more and more mistakes. Sanchez is being asked to play the ball short into risky areas. He's looking like the same bozo from last season again. Oh, I don't believe in a number 1 goalkeeper. You don't have a number 1 goalkeeper now because you've torn the confidence of our number 1 goalkeeper. And the number 2 goalkeeper, you've exiled from the squad because he had a groin issue. When in reality, you just threw him into the cauldron that is the Parc des Princes and he died. Because why did you play him there? He weren't built for that sort of occasion. He's never played that sort of occasion. He's never played in an occasion close to that. The closest one is the Conference League final. Big whoop for that. And you threw him into Paris. Just because you wanted to bait the press against the best pressing team in Europe. Now you've been embarrassed in the European stage. Love. This ain't a Rafinha out thing. This ain't a Rafinha in thing. Why are you here? Why are you here? You shouldn't be here.
I hear it. I hear it. And facts with this comment, yeah, bro, like I said it. Defending is a structural thing. It's not even about individuals, innit? And individually, Chelsea don't have good enough individuals to be almost leaving defending up to them. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to put a certain defensive structure in place. Maresca did do that. And statistically, you could see it. Even though on paper, they didn't have good players. And that was the one thing that I actually gave them credit for at the time, is like on paper, I think they had top 3 defenses in the league and they didn't have the players to match that, bro. And then you compare that to Arsenal, where loads of people are giving their defenders credit for being really good defenders. But if you actually watch how they defend with a lot of players, bro. A lot of players. And you saw it in the City game. I'm counting 8 players in the Arsenal box every time City were defending. Saka in the box. He wasn't defending out wide. He was tucking in narrow and defending in the box, bro. And how you set up your team structurally makes a big difference, innit? And Chelsea right now are very vulnerable because they don't have good individual defenders and they also don't have a good defensive shape. So when you couple those things, you're fucked, innit?
Yep. You just explained it better than I ever could. Then the fact that it feels like we're now trying to transition to Rafinha's structure and his style of play and his press, and the team isn't really understanding it right now. So what you're getting is a lackluster press or a non-existent press. You're seeing us look a lot more passive in phases that you wouldn't usually see us look so passive in. And then it just leads to players getting exposed. Like we prioritized playing through the middle so much that there was nothing out wide and we kept getting caught.
Yeah.
And then even in the middle, like it looked like Caicedo wasn't tracking his man at times. Lavia wasn't tracking his man at times. You look at the first goal, it's not just Fofana just letting Beto run off him. It's both midfielders struggling to close down the options in the center. You look for the second goal. Cucurella and Enzo are both going for the same ball. One doesn't know to go wide. The other one doesn't know to be the one in control in the middle because they're transitioning to a new manager and there's new instructions. But we shouldn't be in this position in mid-season. But we're here because recruitment had to fuck up and they had to big themselves up and blame Maresca for all the problems of this season.
No, facts.
This half the fan base wanted to drink the Kool-Aid.
It's a horrible situation for you lot to be in. I'll be real. Like it's a very, very bad situation, man. But
it's good for you. You chilling, watching all of us look like idiots.
This is it.
You're gonna get third. That's near guaranteed at this point.
Yep.
And at least you get to look forward to the football when we come back. I want this over and done with. I'm bored of this season.
I'm looking forward to the football when we come back. For sure. They said apparently I think they're gonna do some little training camp thing or something in international break for the players that aren't going away. Now I just think, bro, like everything's patterned for us, man. I think this is what I was saying to Man United fans when they were talking about getting the next manager and looking past Michael Carrick. I told them, listen, don't underestimate, how important having the right fit for your football club is. You know, like that. Because it's like Carrick's transition into Manchester United manager was seamless, bro. And it was seamless for a reason, because he was a good fit culturally and just the football that he wanted to play, and it suited the players that we had. That is why everything went the way it went, because it wasn't the same for Amarim. It wasn't the same for Eric Ten Hag. Do you know what I mean? We haven't really had a manager come in and seamlessly kind of just transition everything, and it was perfect, bro. The only one that probably happened to was Oli. And again, because Oli was catering to the players for the most part, it's just that Oli had a ceiling, whereas Carrick's ceiling is a lot higher than Oli's. But these managers that come in and know how to manage players, brother, it goes a long fucking way. But you've got to have some sort of tactical knowledge, or else it fizzles away quite quickly.
Yeah, like I think for you guys and your fans, it sounds like you're just rushing things a bit too much. I just enjoy where you are, really. You got one game a week. You don't play for the next 3 weeks. You're probably still going to get Champions League football.
Yep.
Just see how everything goes game by game. You ain't really got to rush until the summer and think, oh shit, who's out there? Who's out there? Who can we get right now? I think you guys want everything at once. It's like, bro, just enjoy where you are. You guys are chilling for the first time in years. This time last year, you were the butt of everybody's jokes, or even worse, you were just straight irrelevant. Like United would lose a game and we'd be like, who cares? Shit happens every week. No one gives a damn. This is it.
We were getting numb to the constant defeats, brother. Now I'm seeing Matisse and it's like that. Like, man, the Chelsea man are so used to just losing games now and getting beat. It's like, man don't even care like that no more. Them man are just like, I don't care about Champions League. Don't care about nothing. Get the season over with. That's the general consensus around or among Chelsea fans, which is crazy, because 6 months ago it was, like, we might be in a title race.
Yep. Maresca made us believe made me believe that. Half the fan base didn't. And to those that didn't believe we're ever in the title race, fair play to you lot, because you saw through that transfer window before a lot of us did. But at least Maresca had me believing that. Yeah. At least he made me think that maybe there's a chance this league's garbage enough that he can just get us by game and we can keep ourselves around the fold. Now, no, not a chance. Not under this manager. This manager ain't built for it. He's already lying week in and week out in his press conferences, saying one thing and doing something else. Oh, no, I'm not going to change too much till the end of the season. You've tried to change a lot already and nothing's worked. Oh, we didn't lose 5-2 down to our pressing structure. You told everybody to press at 5-2. I don't believe in a number one goalkeeper. Well, now we don't have a number one goalkeeper. You're a dickhead for that one. And this is just everything off the top of my head. I'm sure there's even more that I can't remember.
But did he actually say that?
Yeah, he said he don't believe in number one goalkeepers. He picks his goalkeeper based on the occasion. What made you such a good manager that you could just break the mold of not having a number one or a number two? And it clearly worked. Clearly worked, didn't it? Because now he's got a groin issue, and we had to throw Sanchez in for the second leg anyway. He's a prick.
But maybe he's saying that because. Do you think he's saying that because he doesn't think that there's much difference in quality between the two goalkeepers?
Maybe, but even then he's wrong on that. Because Sanchez has improved a lot this season. And a lot of it was down to Maresca masking his deficiencies. Okay, you're not that comfortable playing short pass out the back. Calm, don't play short pass out the back. I don't even have a ball playing centre back because Colwell got injured and they told me I have internal solutions. All right, just go along. Go along and we'll work on winning the second ball. That will be our way to build up. We will build up from there. Then Racina comes in. He's like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to bait the press against PSG. Here's Fofana and Chalobah. You guys build out the back and try and build past Dembele and Doué and Barcola and these, man. I'm sure you guys can beat that press. Oh, wait. They're just passing the ball back to my goalkeeper. Oh shit. So we're not really building up as much. I wonder what caused that. Maybe it's because why are you trying to build out the back when not only is my goalkeeper a bit shook at building out the back, but my centre-backs can't do it. I looked at all of our build-up plays from the first leg when I came back from Paris. Everything came from us winning the ball in the midfield and then trying to build up. Or the centre-backs moving it to the full-backs and then they would try to build up. But it would never come directly from the centre-backs by one or two passes.
That's crazy. And yeah, Iceman, I remember Maresca was saying that them man were trying to pick the team for him, but I don't know if that was literal though. You know what I mean? I think that was more to do
with the substitutions.
Yeah.
Like Palmer was coming back and then the medical team saying, okay, you can only play 60 minutes. You can't play more than that.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that was I think that was more down to just managing players and stuff like that, because there's certain managers that, bro, if a player is fit to play the game, they're just rinsing them. Whereas the medical staff should say, yo, he's got 20 minutes. He's got 20 minutes in him today, bro. Like you see in other sports all the time, like I said in basketball. You know what I'm saying? They put minutes restrictions on players in basketball. And it's known that there's minute restrictions. So I don't think that there's a problem with that. Especially if you're a top coach here and you've got a massive squad. Use your fucking squad, bro. You know what I mean? Why are you complaining that one player's only got a 20-minute restriction? So what, bro? You got a whole squad for that, bro. Chelsea spent a couple billion on that squad. So you shouldn't be complaining that he can only use Cole Palmer for 20 minutes.
Here's what I think that was, though. I think that was a briefing dropped, and like they made that the centerpiece of everything that went wrong with Maresca to make him look worse. Like, yeah, you might have had some complaints about that, and even if he did, there's nothing wrong with the medical team doing that. But they put that as the main point to take away from his criticisms over the transfer window, over ignoring him about centre-backs, over micromanaging him and telling him what tactics he should be doing in games after he's lost matches, for example, or asking why this player hasn't played, or why that player hasn't played, or this agent's complaining that this player hasn't got a lot of minutes. All of that has happened in Maresca's time. But they make the centerpiece of the argument the medical team problem because they want to make him sound bad. That's what I think
about this, though. They're saying that he's been told he got to pick certain players or something to maximize.
So we heard that some agents were complaining that their players weren't getting enough minutes, but I didn't really hear much past that. And even that is a problem in itself if they're not good enough to play. Sometimes it could be like, if it's a Santos or a Hato thing, like, I could hear it. Maybe they could have got some more minutes. Cucurella got ran into the ground this season. That's where I can kind of hear it a little bit. But it again depends to what level we're talking, innit? And even then, it depends on the player. Like Garnacho barely plays now, and that's because he's shit. Now his brothers started putting 23-24 with the whole dove emoji on his Twitter page. I'm like, okay, cool.
What's 23-24? What does that mean?
I don't know. Was that his best season for you or something?
I don't even know, bro. I don't even know about, bro, his brother. I didn't even know he was.
I know he won the FA Cup with you, but
yeah, no one knows what that means. No one cares. He's a scrub, innit? Like I told you, lot, when he broke through, I told you. This brother was going to end up at Osasuna or something, bro. You know what I mean? And people.
Oh, no, I was with you. You were preaching to the choir with that one.
And now look at him. Now look at him. He stinks, innit? So it's one of them ones where you can only criticize Chelsea's recruitment team for even thinking there was anything there. Do you know what I'm saying? Because there's never been anything there. He's never been a good footballer, bro. Like Atletico Madrid even getting 500k from Man United for him was an absolute robbery because he's not worth that now. So it's one of them ones. There's bare players that they could go on Baller League and get players for free that are better than him. So 500k for Garnacho is a disgrace.
Garnacho.
Yeah, bro. Absolute disgrace.
But I knew this already. Like Garnacho is one of the few players I don't need to scout. I watch enough Man United. No, I never wanted him in the first place. He has not changed one bit from the player that he is at United, except maybe he doesn't look as emotional. Maybe he doesn't look as egotistical. Big whoop. Whether you were egotistical or not, I just want a good football player. You're not. I've had to deal with enough gaslighting this season. Enough people telling me that I've just had an agenda against Garnacho from minute one. No, he's just mid. He's just mid. I don't even hate him. As much as I rage about him, I don't hate him. It's just everything that I expected. He's not even worse. He's not even worse than when he was at United. He is the same thing.
The exact
just
same player.
Same thing.
But bro, even this asset value, he's not even an Argentinian international. He don't play. Like you know
what? The report, he's not even being considered for the World Cup squad.
Do you see what I'm trying to say? But this is what I mean. So when we're talking about assets and all these things, bro, the guy garnered a fucking social media following off the back of sucking off CR7, bro. That's how he built his whole fan base. Like, because he didn't build it off his ability. He didn't build it off success or anything like that, bro. He built it because he's a beg, fam. Like, so even when man are talking about PR and assets and that, bro, he's not worth a damn, bro. Like, what's he worth? Like, he's not worth nothing. So I really don't understand where all this has come from.
I don't know what made us look at him. Like, there's an idea that, if he gets the goal scoring right, wouldn't you get hints of that? Like, yeah, look, he gets in the right positions all of the time. But, bro, this sounds so Timo Werner. And Timo Werner does more defensive work than Garnacho could ever dream of doing.
Facts.
But you see how dark things have got? Like, this whole window is having me doing Timo Werner prop. I hated Werner when he was at Chelsea.
But Werner's 10 times the player Garnacho was. And this is the thing. At least Werner had some sort of intelligence, bro. Like, to play football. And the thing is with Garnacho, even the work rate was overhyped. Do you know what I mean? Because he was a direct willing runner. All these guys made it out like he was like super hard working and all these things. I saw through all of that bollocks, bro. The guy's not a good footballer. He's never been. So the fact that you gave us 40 million for him, and even Rafinha can see that he's not good enough. Like, they can't even make Rafinha play him.
Yeah, I don't blame him for that. Don't blame him at all. The maddest thing is, like, we've only got like 2 fit wingers and we play Enzo at the wing more than we play him.
Yeah.
I can't even be mad at it. He ain't even great there, but I can't be mad at it.
I completely understand it. I absolutely rate your manager for doing that. I said it a million times with Rasmus Højlund. I'd have played anyone up front instead of Rasmus Højlund. I'd have played Bruno, I'd have played Mount. I'd have played anyone, bro. I'd have played fucking Lissandro up front before I played fucking Rasmus Højlund because he's useless. So players like Garnacho, the fact that your manager is willing to play a midfielder on left wing, that tells you exactly what he thinks of him.
Yeah, but then speaking of Højlund, we've got even worse than Højlund. We've got Liam Delap.
How has that Delap thing gone so wrong though? Like imagine being that cheap and still being a ripoff. Like, it's crazy. Like, there's got to be more to his performances for Chelsea. It's got to be a confidence thing or something because he's completely like...
I don't even know if it's that because, look, I don't think I've seen such bad shooting technique before. I genuinely don't. And it actually didn't look that bad at Ipswich. I know I'm not
he looked good, bro. At Ipswich, I was seeing loads of little, like, raw attributes here. And I was like, you know what? If he puts it all together, like, he could be a good player, you know? But,
but he looks like a caveman.
He doesn't even look like how he looked at Ipswich, bro. He genuinely looks worse, bro.
everything he does is like 100% power and 0% accuracy. Like he'll shoot the ball and he'll get a ton of momentum on him, but it'll just shoot. It'll be wide, nowhere near of the goal. It'll go to the upper tier, or it'll go out to one of the ball boys or something. I don't get it. The technique is non-existent. The first touch sucks. The shooting sucks. He can't carry the ball. He can't drive the ball. His positional awareness is non-existent. He don't even hold up the ball. He don't even try and get involved in duels anymore because like he's prone to throwing an elbow or something.
Yeah.
He's just out there just jogging. This is what we spent 30 million on. Even like with training, he's getting worse. Like Garnacho against PSG had some attempts, lightly tested the goalkeeper. Palmer had some attempts, lightly tested the goalkeeper. Delap sent a P-roller at him. Barely even had
fair, it could be this. It could be the fact that his game has changed, yeah, for whatever reason. Either he feels like his game needs to change because he's at a different club, or he's overthinking it and he's trying to do things that he can't do. Do you know what I mean? Because the basic things he was doing for Ipswich here, like protecting the football, carrying it up the pitch and stuff, he's not even doing it. At Chelsea, it looks like he don't even have a first touch now.
But I'll be real, that's on you. Like, it's the smallest things. Like, when the ball drops you in the box, hit it with some accuracy. Don't shoot it wide of the net. But that's what he does.
He would have been a proper David Moyes player,
carry,
you know?
even if your style of plays change, but he can't do that. And then his shot while the ball is moving is horrible.
Yeah.
This is all on you. You're just shit. Like, for lack of a better term, you're garbage. I looked at his last 34 shots. I wanted to vomit. Genuinely, because I don't get the shot accuracy. I will see that shot accuracy in fucking on the streets.
Yeah.
When man are shooting at the sort of goals where like they're putting shirts on and it's way too wide for it to be a normal size goal. Those are the types of shots that I'm seeing from Delap. He's got nothing. He's the worst striker I've seen at Chelsea ever. And the maddest thing is, I feel like I'm saying that again because I said that about Havertz a few years ago. I said that about Nkunku last year, but he's genuinely worse than both of them. At least Nkunku shouldn't be a striker in the Premier League. He ain't got the build for that.
No, I hear it.
I don't get the lapse excuse.
I mean, man is saying that he's been linked with Newcastle. He should have gone and played for David Moyes, blood. I'm telling you, because he would have been a proper David Moyes striker, you know.
I know, but we gave him 100k. So
he would have cooked. But he was talking about he wanted Champions League football. I never understand players that have never played Champions League, that aren't international players, that think they deserve Champions League football. Even Champions League, yeah. Even Champions League football, yeah, is being cheapened, bruv. It's being bastardized there by players like Delap thinking that they're entitled to it, bro. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, because a make-a-wish club like Chelsea will pull up and will turn these nobodies into players that can play in the Champions League. It's just us. I think we were the only Champions League club looking at him. I don't know if Newcastle were.
No, I don't think they were. They wanted Sesko.
Even Newcastle were thinking smarter than we were.
They ended up getting Baltimore there, yeah, who would have been a better signing for you lot, but he wasn't 30 million. You lot got Delap because he was cheap.
I can't help this stupid club, man. I can't help these lot.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't know.
Champions League football
he's saying Cucurella.
I
think Cucurella is all right, bruv. I'll be honest, bro. He's Spanish, bro. That's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, I'll be real. Cucurella's just getting run into the ground. Same like a lot of these players because of Club World Cup fatigue. And Liam Brasini wanting this team to run a lot more than Maresca wanted us to. And the team's not responding to it because we've played 120 games since the start of last season. And Rosenior loves going back and using that as an excuse after games when we've lost, but then he wants them running to death while we're playing games. And then he wonders why half the team ain't buying into his tactics. He's wondering why 4 players are already criticizing his in-game management and his tactics. Enzo Fernandez coming out after the second leg and saying PSG were better set up tactically than we were is damning, knowing that he was there in the Club World Cup watching and playing as we bopped them off the park. Because he knows what tactics would have got a result against PSG. I maintain, people will disagree with me. Maresca in charge, we are not losing 8-2.
Nah,
I believe
hell no, you're not
win.
losing
And if
8-2.
we lose marginally. But
You're not
we have a
losing
chance
8-2,
of
but do you
winning.
think that Enzo, is trying to engineer his way out the club, bro? Because he's talking a bit much now.
Enzo Fernandez wants a contract extension. And he's like 20k off what the ceiling is of 2.
What do you mean extension? Don't these men sign 8-year deals? What's he trying to stay here till he's 40, blood?
Pay rise.
Oh, I'm about
Pay
to
rise.
say.
I misworded that one. But he wants a pay rise. He's like 20k off the ceiling that Reece James and fucking Fofana have at 200k a week. So, like, there's a bit of a problem there because it seems like he wants more than what Reece James is on. And he's also not happy with the fact that Maresca left because he knows like really, he's seen the ins and outs of the club. He knows that the way that it was handled was shit. And now he's wondering how the club handles things because like we're looking like a circus.
Because he hasn't had that good of a season to be asking for more money as well. That's another thing with these football players now. Like, these men announcing new deals, asking for pay rises and that. Brother, you're not even playing well. Like, what is going on? Like, all these guys asking for more money, but it's like we're not getting more performances, bro. So why, like, what do you want more money
not
for?
Just him. Caicedo's asked for one as well. Gusto has and 2 other players.
Yeah, but again, this is another reason why Chelsea's model becomes an issue, because when you put these men on these little wages and these long contracts, it's like them man only need to have 10 good games and they're looking at their salary like, like, can I get more? Can I get more? And the thing is, when you give other players more, then other players want more. Like, it's all mad. That's why, again, there's no longevity.
Fofana needs to leave. You're my highest.
Someone like Caicedo, the level of performances Caicedo's been putting in for a while, he's looking at other men and he's like, yo, I should be on at least 200.
Now, Caicedo, I'd give that to him right now. He can have 200k a week. I wouldn't make a single complaint about it. Gusto's on 45k a week, so just double his wages, keep it stepping. It's not that deep to me. But Enzo, you might need to leave if that's the case, because I don't see him like breaking
above being a 200k. Yeah, he will never be a 200k midfielder. He's not that level.
I don't feel right about him earning more than Reece anyway. Like, you're not better than Reece.
He shouldn't even be earning more than Caicedo, blood. So,
yep. So, like, look, it could be Enzo leaving in the summer. And to be honest, if we don't make Champions League football, maybe he'll need to go for the money anyway. I'd like to keep him, but I'm also just a bit like, you're not Caicedo. When it's Caicedo, like, no, you're keeping Caicedo. Make sure he stays at the club. Give him whatever he's asking for. I don't give a shit about that.
But what happens when it gets to the point that these men want more than you can give them? Because when you do have a wage cap, you know what I mean? To be fair, I think we're doing the 200k wage cap for the most part. But I don't know, blood. It's going to get to the point where someone like Caicedo as well, especially with the shortage of quality in football, like the Real Madrids of this world, are willing to pay more than that, bruv. You know what I mean? So then you end up losing these players. There has to be a pocket outside of the wage cap for certain players. There has to be.
I think that is, but it's more bonus driven. Like, Reece James gets a 100k bonus, and I think that's based on appearances. So if he just plays, he's on 300k for the week.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense. That's good.
So I think Caicedo would be something similar around that. The problem is Enzo's 20k off Reece's base wage. So now it looks like you want a higher base wage than Reece, and I think that will be what will create a problem.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's never gonna happen. 1 second, bro.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, that's why I could see Enzo Fernandez leaving, most likely. For the right price, I'm with it. I won't cry if Enzo leaves, but I'm also not really trying to push him out. I see the value in keeping him around the squad because I like our midfield depth. But you're not Caicedo, so you can leave if you want to. You guys think he's going Madrid? If Madrid want him, he's waiting for Madrid specifically because that's his dream and everything. But there's a couple of clubs looking at him. So there's Man City, Al Hilal, Al Nassr are also looking at him, and I think PSG. I think think in the long run, it's a bad idea. What if a player falls off and their wages are affected by not playing or being frozen out? Isn't that an inherently toxic situation waiting to brew? It depends on if their bonuses are all appearance based or if it's also like performance based. But I don't know that one specifically. All I know is like players get a certain base wage based on the structure, and then the bonuses are just added around based on how much they value them.
Fair, bro.
Yeah.
The bonus structure is not the worst. It's not the worst thing. Then if it's that way, then it irons out all the crap and it stops you from having dead ballers on high wages. As long as there's stipulations for getting the money, I think all football contracts should be bonus and incentive based anyway, bruv. Because too many man get bread and then they just get comfy, bro.
That's why, like, look, there's a few good things about the way that we're handling shit, but there's too much naiveties. Like, we fucked up in too many areas and we dragged the project for too long with too much money spent for all of those little good things that you're doing to be worth anything. Because if you were, we would be in a title race right now. We don't even look like we're getting Champions League football. We've got a manager that's less experienced than the last manager you brought in.
Yeah, so have you been linked with that Felipe Luis? I ain't seen you lot really be linked with no one, bro. Like, what out of 10? How likely do you think Rafinha is going to be here next season? You think he's done?
I think very likely, just because, like, not only did you fuck up our season, you nearly fucked up Strasbourg's season bringing him in.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, and with this being like one of your best ever soldiers, because you promoted him from Strasbourg to Chelsea, you're not going to bin him off at the end of the season. I don't believe that. It don't make any sense to me. Now, Clear Lake don't make sense anyway, so there's still a chance of him being gone. I can still see that, but I don't get it. I don't get them doing that. It don't make any sense to me at all if they let him go. And I don't even know if they'd upgrade him. Like, Felipe Luis is a proven winner. He's won in Brazil. He's won bare trophies with Flamengo, but they wanted him for Strasbourg. How does that make sense? He's more built for the Chelsea job than the Strasbourg job. But you interviewed him for Strasbourg and not Chelsea.
Yeah, but maybe I don't know. Maybe it is because he's coming from where he's coming from. They're thinking maybe that's the in-between house, innit? You know what I'm saying? Well, we see if he's any good there, and then if he's good, then we promote him to the Chelsea job after.
Yeah, but my thing is, like, he's just shown he's got the mentality to keep his team consistent throughout a season and win trophies in Brazil. There was times during the Club World Cup where people were saying the Brazilian league should be viewed as one of the top 5 leagues in the world because the teams there were bopping up all the European sides in the group stage.
They were smoking.
Like, Flamengo beat us. Felipe Luis beat Maresca, and convincingly. So,
yeah, they did.
Why is he being interviewed for Strasbourg then? Bring him to Chelsea. People would have understood Felipe Luis coming in a lot more than Rafinha because he could at least put trophies on the table. He could at least put a big result against us in the World Cup on the table and say, this is what I'm capable of setting up a team to do. Because they were the better team. They deserve to win that.
Yeah, you might actually have a point, you know.
I don't get Clear Lake. I just don't get him.
Yeah, they were doing madness in that tournament. So, yeah, you might actually have a point there. That's a bit crazy still.
I think he had a mad streak in a winning streak in Brazil or something. I barely remember for the life of me. But he was proper cooking for a manager that's like, I think that was his first job or his second job or something like that. He's a new manager. He's up and coming. He's a proven winner. How the fuck was he not the next pick then? But you picked LinkedIn Liam, who's like best. His best ever move was like getting Strasbourg into the Conference League.
Oh,
he got sacked at Hull. This brother got sacked at Hull.
I hear it.
I don't get these guys. I just don't get these guys. 6 trophies in 14 months. Let me not.
I hear you, bro. That's kind of mad, you know. That's actually kind of mad when you look at that, bro. That's ugh.
You see why I want the season over, man? These guys just give me a migraine.
This is it, guys, bro. But this is why when I was telling them, man, yeah, I said United aren't too far behind, are not too far behind Chelsea. I was telling them. You know what I'm saying? I was telling them for that reason. Man weren't listening. And now you're seeing, bro. Not far behind Chelsea at all, bruv, because now look what's happened. Now look what's
Far
happened.
behind,
Bro.
like
One good window.
It's the other way around. We're looking up at you guys now.
Yep.
And it's only our own fault. But that's also why I don't care about us getting top 4. Like, really and truly, we don't deserve it. We don't deserve Champions League football at all. We got Champions League football and took the piss with it. We didn't use it to bring in any good players. We didn't even like give ourselves any real grace in the Champions League. We embarrassed ourselves throughout that competition, regardless of the coach. I know Maresca fucked up there too. Atalanta's the worst managed game I've seen from him. But we don't deserve it. If we don't get big whoop, I'm not invested in a top 5 race. Fuck these guys. And I don't believe we'll get, well, I think we'll get 5th.
You think
Lovely.
so?
Yeah, and that don't mean nothing to me because we're already guaranteed to do worse in terms of points totals than we did last season. And there's 8 games left. We're guaranteed to not finish on the points tally that we got last season. So this season has already been a regression.
So you've regressed no matter what.
Yep. So I don't care if we get Champions League football. We've already shown that we don't deserve it. If we don't get it, we don't get it.
Damn.
These lot can deal with the financial loss. Firm it. Maybe that'll be the kick up the arse that you guys need to wake up. If not, I hope the protest on the 18th of April does it because we got Strasbourg pulling up for it as well.
Yeah, I seen that. I see Matisse talking about it. So hold on, what French brothers are flying over to England to protest?
Yep, and we know how the French protest, so this one should actually have some weight behind it.
Fuck yeah, mate.
The last one was about like 40 randoms just singing Champions of the World and then Caicedo chants and Esteval chants and a bunch of Maresca chants. And then we hate Tottenham at the end of it. Pointless. This one will actually have numbers. It will actually have a message. So if anybody's about, you should be pulling up. I'll be so honest. If you guys are actually blue co out, you should be there. Whether you think the protest will do anything or not do anything, just show up for this one. Because if this one doesn't do anything, then I don't believe any other protest will anyway. But this is the one to invest in personally. If you got French brothers rolling in, you got the Strasbourg brothers rolling in, these guys aren't coming in for a day out. They're here for a message. So this should be serious.
No, I hear it. No, it makes sense. No, that's actually fucking hilarious. Actually hilarious. I can't even lie. That's what I mean. Man had to fly in the reinforcements. I told man, bruv. Blue coalition and that, bruv. I'm telling you.
We'll back some of you guys jumping in as well if you want to do an anti-Glaziers one. We'll do it side by side or some shit.
Bro, listen, I can't lie, bro. My fans right now, bro, them man ain't worried about the ownership, bro. We're just trying to get this Champions League music ringing off at Old Trafford again, fam. You know them, we have to park that off.
I thought you guys were still protesting. Am I wrong?
But listen, man, them man don't know how to protest. You know them. Look how long our owners have been there, bruv. Yours have been there for 5 minutes compared to ours, bruv. Ours have been there
I just think it's a country thing. This country don't know how to protest.
No, they don't because they're too comfortable. That's the reality. You know what I'm saying? They're way too comfortable. They don't know how to protest because them man don't know real struggle here. Like, you know what I'm saying? So man ain't really gonna protest. The French, them man are setting things on fire and that. Them man are different. So I can't lie. If them not getting involved in your protest might actually do something.
Yeah, it might actually get the game called off. If they bring in enough French brothers.
Yeah.
Because, we only got that small little strip in Fulham Road. All it takes is enough guys on the road to block pathways for the coaches and you're fucked. No one's getting in. And, like, genuinely, if they bring enough guys from Strasbourg, I could actually see that. And you know what? Fine. Maybe I don't want the game to play,
Yeah, facts.
Maybe I don't want the game.
I lie? That's what I'm trying to say, bro. Like,
we're going to chain ourselves to the Britannia gate, bro. That game ain't
get
going.
out of the arse whooping that we got cooking up for them, bro. I'm telling you, like, I told Don already, hey, we're sacrificing Chelsea where we play them, bro. Real payback.
I don't blame you for even saying none of that because here's the thing. I think we'll shoot ourselves in the foot before you shoot me in the head. So, we'll get a red first. Enzo Fernandez will kick Mason Mount or something pre-match, get a red.
I think we're gonna
No, we're
bury
dead.
you lot.
No, I
We're
hear
gonna
it,
bury
man.
you.
Look, how about we bury the game pre-match? I'm with it. Make it a fun day out. We got an 8 p.m. kickoff. Everybody's going to be bevved up. The Frenchies will pull up early. Like, it might actually be a good day out for once.
I hear it. I fully hear that. That is hilarious, though, man. You know what I'm saying? But CB probably set this protest up. I don't know what's going on at Chelsea, bro. It's just mad refreshing. I can't lie. It's mad refreshing because the way our season started and what we was going through, and now it's almost like we're sitting back and watching everyone else crumble, bro. Like everyone else. And we were the laughing stock at the start of the season. Now we just seen Arsenal lose a final, yeah, and them man are second guessing everything. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
City are still chasing them. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's peak for them. Aston Villa, like, bro, they're 1 point behind us, but no one's looking at Aston Villa. Like,
No.
I'm not looking at Aston Villa. I'm not taking them seriously, bro. Like, Aston Villa are probably going to end up finishing outside the top 5. So, not really worried about Aston Villa. Liverpool are not serious. Chelsea are not serious, bro. So, like, everyone in and around us, we're the most stable team at the moment in terms of what our objectives are. Because there's no danger of us dropping out of the top 5. Like, there's none. There's not enough games.
You guys are the most peaceful top 6 club right now by a mile.
Yeah, for sure. Like, we're the only fan base that don't have anything to worry about. Like, we're the only one.
That's what I was saying earlier with the managerial stuff. Don't even engage in them conversations. Just enjoy where you are. You guys were in free fall for about 4 years straight. Just enjoy where you are. Enjoy the football. Vibes.
But this is why
where you are at the end of the season, you'll know where you want to be with Carrick.
But this is why I was saying, Man United fans, don't look past Michael Carrick, bro, because we're in a good moment at the moment, and it's so easy for you to always be looking for the next best thing and for you to not actually enjoy the situation you're in right now. Like, we were stressed every single week, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Man, them were dreading going to work on Mondays. Do you know what I'm saying? And now, man are chilling, bro. Do you know what I mean? Oh, look, we won again. Getting to the point where when we don't win, man are disappointed. And circle back a few months, we were losing and it was normal to lose, bruv. It was normal to lose. You weren't feeling anything, bro. We were just losing games. And it was just like, all right, cool. This is just what we do.
Yeah, and then even like the longer you wait, you could wait until after the World Cup and then maybe even have these conversations. Tuchel could be on the line, for example. You ain't got to like rush the gun just yet.
I hear it.
If the right one pulls up like Enrique. What?
I'm not trying to see no Tommy Tukes at Man United. I'm not trying to see that, bro. I'll be real.
Fair enough, but like I'm saying, there's like managers from the World Cup that could be there that you could eventually look at. After the
you know what it is, yeah. Like, we're getting strong links saying that the owner wants Enrique or something like that. But either way, yeah, like the kind of manager that we would get in if we don't get Michael Carrick, I can't see me being angry with that manager just because Carrick has kind of set the bar now. You know what I'm saying? Like, these men know that they risk upsetting the fans, yeah, if they go and appoint some bullshit appointment now, bro. Because Carrick has done so well. Carrick has put them in a mad situation, but Carrick's actually put the club in a good situation, the fans in a good situation, because now they have to go and get a top manager or they have to keep him. One or the other. They can't fuck around and get someone that doesn't move the needle now. They can't do that.
I hear that, but I feel like you guys have always tried at least to like bring in winners. Like, even if they haven't necessarily worked out, you brought in Amorim, who was a winner in Portugal. You brought in Ten Hag, he was a winner in Holland. You brought in, well, obviously Oli was like the interim, then he got the job. It could be like a future character type beat. For the most part, you've tried to bring in managers that have won things. So I wouldn't be shocked if you tried to do that again. Like, we don't do that. You guys do that. We do the inexperienced thing throughout the whole model. You guys aren't doing that. So, like, I'm not really surprised with none of that.
Yeah, you might be right, you know.
Like, even though they don't work, like, they were winning. You got the idea why you brought them in. With us, it's like, okay, you brought in Rafinha. Great. Maresca was so lucky he came after Pochettino. Because me personally, I would have just taken anybody in charge after Poch. And it was like, you got a very low bar, just raise it, get me top 4, we'll talk after that. That team's already good enough for it. But even he wasn't experienced, wasn't ready for the job. And this is the difference between the way your club runs and the way mine is.
No, you're right. That's one thing that is kind of non-negotiable for the football club. And this is why the history of a football club is important, bro. It is important. Because of the history of this football club, we won't be allowed to be making appointments like Rafinha. We wouldn't be allowed to, because we expect us to bring in man that have won and bring in man to win, bro. Because that's what we are, innit? So the history of this club stops us from doing bullshit like that. It fully stops it. And this is why it's like, in a permanent basis, when people are talking about, even though De Zerbi has won stuff, like just not obviously in any of the major leagues, it's like, for me, if you're getting rid of a Michael Carrick, who's technically a product of this football club, yeah, you can't really bring in a manager that ain't really won no majors, because you risk losing a big bit of the fan base and you risk pissing a lot of people off. So this is why I think we're in a decent situation. I don't like Thomas Tuchel, but if they did bring in a Thomas Tuchel, they could sell it because he's actually won stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a manager that's won the Champions League. There's not many managers that have won the Champions League, yeah, knocking about, bro. Like, there's only a certain limited number of managers that can win a Champions League, because you can only win one every year.
Yep. That's the difference between both of us, though. And that's why, again, I'm not involved with Rafinha in or Rafinha out, because 4 years under Clearlake, if we're still doing this garbage managerial debate, we're just allowing Clearlake, we're allowing Blueco to walk away and to hide behind someone else again. I'm not doing it. Rafinha can go. I don't care. If he was to get sacked today, I'm not complaining. I'm not crying about it. Fuck him. You don't mean nothing to me. But you're not my problem. I've complained about recruitment for 2 years straight for me to say, get this manager out. What's the point? What's the fucking point? If you don't like him, don't like him. I got no reason to like him either. He's embarrassed us in front of the entirety of Europe. Fuck him. I need better recruitment. And he can go with them. That's my vibe. And I said from Maresca, that was the only way I'd accept him going.
Is there any inclination that that's going to improve, though? Because I am adamant that that's you lot's biggest problem. Your biggest problem. And it's funny because that was one of the things that you lot were getting the most credit for. Do you know what I'm saying? Was your recruitment. And it turns out that it's actually your biggest weakness at the moment, just in general. At the beginning, everyone was like, oh, because, bro, a lot of us, like Man United fans, when you lot first started doing what you were doing, we were almost in awe of the fact that Chelsea were getting rid of like 6-7 man and bringing in 6-7 man. And we were like, rah, like it doesn't have to take 3-4 windows. Like, you can really get rid of loads of players and bring loads of players in. But in hindsight, it looks awful. Do you know what I'm saying?
Because here's the problem. Everything up to like the 2023 window where you had the fat clear out and then you're bringing in your Palmers, your Caicedos, your Lavias, everything with that was relatively fine. Then you brought in Poch, you've messed the entire season with that by default, but that's not even the main point. What the problem is, you kept buying youth. You get all that youth, lovely. Now sprinkle some experience around it. No, I'm going to sprinkle some more youth. And they're not even an upgrade on the youth that we have. Okay, cool. We're going to go to next summer. Maresca's managed to get top 4, 2 trophies and a World Cup with that youth. Lovely. Can you add the experience now to it? No. Yeah. We're going to take away some of those youth partnerships that's been working together and building up relationships like Palmer and Jackson. We're going to rip that up for no reason. And I'm going to throw Liam Delap, Garnacho, and a ton of more inexperienced shit youth in there. And that's the problem. Adding the youth at the start, especially with the 2023 window, the best window that Clearlake have materialized. Fine. Nothing wrong with that. Can you add some fucking experience to it? Because that's the difference between us and PSG, and we both started at the same time. They added youth to experience. I'm just saying add experience to youth, and it would have been absolutely fine. And that's the difference. They say they look at PSG's model and they're in admiration of it. What do you mean? You've spent double their money and you've spent it worse.
Yep.
How are you admiring PSG's project? You've had enough opportunities to rectify this project. Because I said from the start, this was a project that could work. But you have fucked up so many opportunities on the way to getting to where we are now that now it's failing. You've turned it from something that was a potential success to something that is now failing. And that's on them because they just kept going youth, 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 youth. And that never works. Youth and experience works. But we all know common sense.
Yeah, and this even said stop the under 25 money. You know what it is, yeah? Because they're thinking about resale value and all these other things, yeah. It's cooked them in it, and that's why, like United, obviously we've been linked with Bruno G. I believe that that's coming from his side more than our side. I don't think he's in the crosshairs because I think that because of the potential price and also his age. But if we were to bring in a 29-year-old in midfield, yeah, like one older player and one younger player, or even one older player and two younger players, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world bringing in a 29-year-old midfielder. If we could get him for like 40 to 50 million, yeah, bringing in a 29-year-old and then bringing in a younger player, a couple younger players as well, would not be the worst thing, just because we've seen how important the experience has been for our team personally. Even when you look at Manchester United now, yeah, and you look at where we are in the league and you look at the players that are getting the most credit and having the most impact. Like Bruno's in his 30s, Casemiro's in his 30s, Harry Maguire's in his 30s. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of the players that have been instrumental in getting us to where we are the older players, bro. It's not the younger players. Like you do need that experience in your team. You absolutely need it, bro. So it's one of them things where not having experience is bad, bro. I remember back in the day, clubs used to be super cautious about bringing in too many young players, and now it's the other way around.
It's because now football, well, not now, it's always been like this, but it's a consequence of how money-driven football is nowadays. You need the resale value, especially the way Clearlake look at things. It's more money-driven. Always protect yourself by having some sort of resale value. But it just defeats the purpose of winning. Because you could also get that money back by winning trophies. But I guess they view that as more of a risk as opposed to just having the resale value on players there as a guarantee. Yeah. Which is just an indictment of where Chelsea are as a football club.
Inter have been to a couple Champions League finals and Inter have always had quite an old team. Do you know what I mean? So even this young man sport, like, I completely disagree, bro. It's just one of them things where they're just thinking more about the marketing than anything else, because a lot of these young players are not that good. Like, because we could talk about young man's game to the cows come home, yeah. The best strikers in the world are over 30. So, do you know what I mean? The best strikers in the world are over 30. Do you know what I mean? Erling, they could put Erling in there if they really want, but Erling probably still ain't better than a Karim Benzema now, or a Lewandowski or a Harry Kane. He's not better than these guys, bro.
But Benzema ain't got the resale value. TTM's also hit the nail on the head. Chelsea will need to be sold at some point in the next few years. So they're going to keep all of the talent as resellable as possible. Yeah. So like all we can do as fans is try and push them to make that point of sale as soon as possible. And it will come. They're a private equity firm. They have to sell. They have to make their money back sooner or later. So we're not going to deal with Blueco for too long. That is the best part about all of this. Yeah. It has to be soon, though. That we know that they can sell. Just get them to that point of wanting to sell as soon as possible. So hopefully we're in some sort of point where like there's still a good foundation for the next owner to come and build us back up from. Because as of now, like again, Chelsea fans won't want to hear this. It might not be the right time to hear it. Fine. We're not that far off. We're still not that far off. We were only a few players away last season. We're only a few players away now. The problem is that we are still only a few players away. I hope to God that we're still in that position when the next owners come in.
How many players would you say is a few players away?
2 centre-backs.
Yeah.
And a left winger. Maybe a second striker as well, because I'm talking starting 11 in it. We're only a few players away from that.
Okay,
Yeah,
if you're talking
about
starting
squad
11,
depth, but squad depth you can build up within one window. So I'm thinking as a starting 11, 2 centre backs and a left winger, and then that's all that the squad needs.
and
It's
a
not
goalkeeper.
It's not off.
Do you think that you can win a league with Sanchez in goal?
You have good enough centre backs. People won't like it. I think you can. Because look, Raya's not amazing, but he's got Saliba and Gabriel in front of him. So like the same energy can be put with Robert Sanchez if you have 2 quality centre backs in front of him. Sanchez ain't going to be that deep of a problem.
It's true. It's true.
So just get me 2 centre backs and a left winger, and that's a starting 11 good enough for a league. So my hope, and I hope to God, the squad is at least in this sort of position when the next owner comes in. Because if we are, we're not that far off. But just keep pushing them to sell the club as soon as possible. Because the longer you wait, the more you're going to have to get rid of the likes of Caicedos and the Palmers, because they're not going to want to wait under this shit. And then you have to recycle and you go right back to stage 1 again.
Yeah, you're not wrong, actually. You're actually not wrong still. Do you know what I mean? For real, I think that Sanchez as a backup is probably the level. But at the same time, you're right. Because you got 2 good fullbacks. A lot of people would say your midfield's calm. If you're going to play Cole Palmer as a midfielder, then then a lot of people would be happy enough with your midfield 3, even though I don't rate Enzo. If you're playing João Pedro as a striker, my personal opinion, I guess you could play Esteval on the right. So yeah, you need a left. You need a left winger. So yeah, I'm with you actually. I agree. If
you were further off, we'd be mid-table, innit?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Actually, you know what I'm saying, and that's why when we look at, that's why I keep telling Man United fans, when we look at our team, yeah, what it takes, yeah, to actually challenge for the title, like we're not that far off, bro. We're not that far off when you look at these guys, bro. Because I'm super happy with our keeper. I think, my opinion, I think we got the best keeper in the league, bro. And I'm not talking about on what he's done in his career, because Donnarumma's the best goalkeeper based on accolades. But in terms of all the attributes, I think that our goalkeeper can be the best goalkeeper in the world, or one of them, in very, very shortly, bro. Because I ain't seen nothing like this goalkeeper in a long time, bro. Actually, I don't know what goalkeeper I've seen like him, because his shot stopping attributes, yeah. I see the comparisons with Courtois, but when it comes to kicking, bro, his kicking's way better than Courtois'. Both feet. Courtois' kicking is...
How old is he?
24? 24, I think. Or 23. Could be wrong.
Yo, what is the point of this ownership?
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Bro, bro, when you look at my goalkeeper's kicking, bro, I swear down, there must be a comp out there, guys. There must be a comp of this guy's kicking here. With both feet, he's clipping the ball over the halfway line. With both feet. I ain't seen that from a goalkeeper. I haven't seen that. And remember, we had Onana that was meant to be good with his feet, and every kick was going out for a throw-in. You lot remember, because we've been there. Mm-hmm. This guy's pinging the ball with both feet over the halfway line, spraying it, backspin.
We're out here just waiting for Mike Penders.
Yeah, he comes for corners and punches them, and he don't do nothing crazy. You don't see him doing these wrong hand camera saves that you see a lot of these goalkeepers doing. He dives with 2 hands. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he dives with 2 hands for nearly everything. I can't stand when keepers are diving with the wrong hand, trying to tip it over the bar. Bare times you see that, and it ends up going in, bro. This keeper dives with 2 hands. He just does the very, very basic stuff to a top level. And he can kick as well. You know what I'm saying? So he's got everything, bro. He's got everything to be one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Everything. And I can't lie. For me, that's the signing of the season. Because he has transformed our whole season. Our whole season. Him on his own, bro. Like, brother, he's barely lost a game in a Man United shirt, bro. The guy I don't think he's lost 5 games in a Man United shirt since he's come in, bro. Like, the guy is he's incredible, bro. So we could talk about all the other players. We could talk about Cunha, Bruno, Brian, Ahmad, and all these guys. But the goalkeeper, He's the reason, bro, why this whole. He's only lost 3 games. Come on, man. Do you know what
He's
saying?
only lost
I think
3
3 in the
games.
league, and then I think he lost 1 in a cup or some shit. Actually, I don't even know if he's lost 3 in the league.
He wouldn't have played the Grimsby game in the cup anyway. I think that was Onana.
No, he wouldn't have. I think he played the
Yeah,
FA Cup
Onana
game
got
that we
cooked
lost.
that game, yeah.
The Fletcher game. I think he played that one.
Oh, fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? 4 games he's lost in total in all comps. Like, come on, man. Do you know what I'm saying? So, brother, he's the guy, innit? Like, I rate this keeper very, very highly, innit? So, like, yeah, we're in a good situation. When I look at our defense, we could use, if they're gonna use Dorgu as a fullback, we still need a right back. But again, I'm happy with Mazraoui, bro. I think Mazraoui is a top right back. I don't even think we need to replace him, personally. A lot of people are saying we need 2 fullbacks. I don't really agree, bruv. I think Mazraoui is more than good enough if he can stay fit. If you're saying that Mazraoui can't be relied on to stay fit, then that's a different conversation. But I don't think right back's a priority. Left back, if you're going to play attacking football and you're going to give Dorgu a chance to play left back, then again, I don't think that's a priority either. I think our priorities have to be, left wing. If you are getting a fullback, get a versatile fullback that can play on both sides. If you want to do that. But for me, we need a left winger if you're not going to play Dorgu there. And you need midfielders. That's it. We need midfielders. Ugarte and Mount are not good enough. I'd get rid of both of them and I'd replace both of them. But I genuinely don't think, I think we're 1 window away. If we do it well, 4 or 5 players and we're stacked. And we're completely stacked. You
The
know
starting 11's already doing enough. You just need to up the depth.
No, facts. So I can't lie. Nah, we don't want Enzo, bruv. We're good. You know what I'm saying? If we did get Bruno G,
No,
for
we
instance,
demand 100 million still. You wouldn't want it.
If we got a 29-year-old Bruno G, and we got an Adam Wharton as well, plus 1 more, do you know what I'm saying? I'll be all right with that. You know what I'm saying? I just want Adam Wharton. I can't lie. I'm not
We
here
want
for the
Wharton too, but I know our dumbasses would wait until the Enzo situation was sorted and you would just swipe in before and just yoink, nick that.
You know what it is? Based on Man United's previous windows, I believe that we got an agreement in place here with the midfielders that we're getting already. And that's why I think Balaba's probably going to be one of them, because one thing about Man United that Jason Wilcox and these men have said is that we only want players that want to play for us, innit? That was the difference. Mbumo, Cunha, and Sesko, who all had better offers elsewhere, and they chose us. And I think that we would have already had the conversations, with the midfielders to see if they want to come to us or not. And I believe that these agreements are in place. And this is why I know Saeed wants him, but Anderson, we're not getting Anderson, bro. Anderson's going Man City because Anderson has not shown real interest in joining Man United, bro. It's all kind of like, oh yeah, he's waiting and that. Nah, Man United only want players that want to play for Man United. So that's why I believe that it's not Anderson. It's probably Baleba. And this Bruno G noise, I think that gives it legs because they want players that want to play for us. And if we end up with Bruno G and Cunha, yeah, cool. Run the Brazil thing, bro. Run that. I'm all right with that. Run the Brazil thing. So, yeah, man, I don't know, man. We got a lot to be optimistic about. I don't know who's our next game in the league, guys.
Go have a look.
Because it's only
So
Aston
you
Villa at 1
have
point behind us, isn't it?
Leeds.
And it's like
Leeds at home.
Leeds at home. Yeah, in a
You'll do
spliff,
'em.
bro. They're getting smoked. That's what I'm saying. And Villa have some tricky games, don't they? I think we just need to open up some space on Aston Villa just for peace of mind.
Villa go away to Forest, and then they got Sunderland at home.
That's a tough game, actually, because Forest are fighting for their life. It's a tough game. Yeah, we have to win that Leeds game because Villa could drop points at Forest. That could easily be a draw.
And meanwhile, we've got City at home, so you could just open that gap a little bit more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then you play us afterwards, and then just
We're not worried about you in Liverpool. I'll be honest, bro. Like, we
No,
got
no,
half
bro.
an
I
eye on
mean,
Villa.
like, you're gonna open the gap even further when you come to it. Don't worry about it, man.
We got half an eye on Villa. Not even a full eye, because Villa they're not gonna do nothing. Like, they're not gonna do nothing. So, like, it just is what it is. We'll beat Leeds. And yeah, we just keep it moving. You get me? So I can't lie. Life is good, people. Big up everyone inside. Make sure you run up these likes. 500 likes. Target. Obviously, it's international break.
Thank God.
But we'll be active anyway, bruv. There'll still be more reaction content. Do you know what I'm saying? And probably more gaming. Normally, I just game on Saturdays, but it's international break, so
Might as well. I hear it.
yeah, man's just gonna game a bit more. And plus, man's getting into that Ghost Tsushima, and it's fucking sick, bruv. So man's fully getting into that now. That game's crazy. So yeah, we'll be gaming as well. So yeah, man. Big up. What you got coming up anyway this week? You taking it easy?
Yes and no. Like, I'm not going to be as heavy on the streams, but I'm still going to get them done basically every other day. I'm going to be live later today. I'm going to do keep, sell, loan. That's going to be a fun one. So keep a lookout for that. Then I'm going to try and get Capital Conflicts back. And we're going to do a couple FIFA streams. I might try 2K26 as well, because now I've got enough time. I might try to do a couple streams on that. If they don't demonetize me for it. I don't know what they're like with WWE games. I think they'll be alright still.
Just make sure that there should be a mode in the settings where you can just take all the copyright music off. So
yeah.
So as long as you do that, you'll be fine. So yeah, big up everyone inside. Yeah, I'm saying we're back in camp mode now, guys. So I'm back on the treadmill in it. So hopefully we should have some news in the next couple of weeks in it. But I'm trying to get out in May. So yeah, we don't know what show yet, but man's just getting ready. Do you know what I mean? So big up everyone. And also, man spoke to LB as well, blood, and we should have something cooking up soon as well, blood. You know what I'm saying? It's the business end of the season as well. I mean, City still got everything to play for. So I know you lot been saying we should do a show, blood. So you know what I mean? The negotiations have opened up. You get me? So big up everyone inside. Make sure you run up the likes. I'll be over on Gunners at 5, and then we'll be back here for Red Talk at 6:30, people.